In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 5 biggest mistakes after a car accident injury that can crush your chances of getting a fair settlement. Mistake number 1, failing to call the police. If you're involved in a car accident, whether there were injuries or not, one of the best things you can do to protect yourself is to call the police. You want the police to come to the scene and investigate the accident. The police will talk to the other driver, witnesses who were at the scene, and you, and record what everyone says in a police report. This is going to make sure everyone's version of events is captured and documented right after the accident. And that can be critically important. I've had clients who didn't call the police right after the accident because the other driver admitted fault and was being cooperative at the scene of the accident. But after my client made an insurance claim, the other driver changed their story, and then we had to have a fight about who was at fault, which resulted in delays and then lower settlement offers from the insurance company, all because we didn't have a police report recording the other driver's admission that he or she made at the scene of the accident. The police are going to also capture a lot of the information you need to set up your insurance claim. They're going to get the other driver's name, the vehicle owner's name, and the insurance information that you will need when you report your claim to the insurance company. Now, there's a whole lot more you can do at the scene of an accident to protect yourself, and if you want to learn more about that, I'll put a link to one of my videos covering that topic at the end of this one. But if you remember only one thing to do while you're still at the scene of the accident, call the police. Mistake number 2, putting off medical treatment. If you were injured in a car accident, you do not want to delay getting medical treatment for your injuries. It's important to get medical treatment as soon as possible after the car accident so that you not only get better, but also so that your injuries are documented by medical professionals, which is extremely important if you want to be compensated for those injuries. Medical records are going to be the primary evidence of your injuries in most cases. They're going to establish the types of injuries that you received, how long you were treated for those injuries, what types of treatment you needed in order to recover from your injuries, and what types of doctors treated you for those injuries. That is all critical information that the insurance company is going to review when they're deciding how much to pay on your case. And one of the big data points that they're going to be looking at in your medical records is how long it took for you to go get medical treatment after the car accident. The bigger the gap in time between when the accident happened and when you first received medical treatment, the more likely the insurance company is going to argue that you're either exaggerating your injuries or you were not really injured in the car accident and that the injuries that you were getting medical treatment for must have been caused by something else. Now, there are a lot of reasons why you might not go get medical treatment right away after a car accident. You may still be feeling the effects of the adrenaline rush, which could be masking the pain from the injuries inside your body. You may not even know that you've been injured, and then you wake up in a day or two feeling like you just got hit by a freight train. That kind of thing happens all the time, and as long as you go get medical treatment within a few days after the accident, it shouldn't have too much of a negative impact on your case. Some people don't get medical treatment because they don't have health insurance, but you can still get medical treatment by going to a provider who will treat you on a lien or letter of protection. You might even have medical payments coverage or personal injury protection coverage under your own auto policy that can pay for medical treatment caused by a car accident. The bottom line is that the longer you wait to get medical treatment, the more the insurance company is going to undervalue your injury claim. And that's because if you're not getting treatment, it doesn't look like you're injured. So if you're experiencing any pain or don't quite feel right after an accident, go get medical treatment as soon as possible. It's good for your health and it's good for your case. Mistake number 3, giving a recorded statement. You need to understand that the insurance company is not your friend. Their sole job is to get rid of your claim as quickly and as cheaply as possible. They train their insurance adjusters to contact you within hours of a car accident to try to get a recorded statement. And they are trained to ask you questions and get answers from you that they can later use to deny or discount your claim. For example, they might follow up with you within a few hours of the accident before the adrenaline rush is even worn off and ask you if you were injured. You might tell them that you got a little banged up and are feeling a little sore, but otherwise aren't doing too bad. But you may not even know the full extent of your injuries until days or even weeks later after you've seen the right medical providers and had the right medical test done to diagnose your injuries. And as it turns out, that soreness in your neck didn't go away in a couple of days. In fact, it got worse. The doctors tried medication, physical therapy, maybe even some injections, but nothing makes it completely go away. You get the MRI results back and you find out you have a disc herniation, and the doctors say you're probably going to need surgery. So you go back to the insurance adjuster to try to get your medical bills paid for and get compensated for your orthopedic injuries, which may have lasted weeks, months, or even years. You better believe that one of the first things the adjuster is going to do is point out how you told him or her right after the accident that you were only a little banged up and weren't doing too bad. Next thing you know, the adjuster is arguing with you about whether the car accident really caused all these medical problems you're complaining about, and then you get an insultingly low settlement offer. The statement you gave to the insurance company, even though you were being honest, has given the insurance company leverage to push back on settling your case for what it's really worth. So avoid giving the at-fault driver's insurance company a recorded statement. You are not required to, and it is likely only going to create problems for you later on. Mistake number 4, signing medical authorizations. If you've told the insurance company that you were injured in a car accident, at some point they're going to ask you to sign a medical authorization that will allow them to get your medical records. They'll play it off like they're trying to do you a favor. They might say, we just need you to sign a medical authorization so we can get the records we need in order to settle your claim. They're going to make it seem like they're looking out for you and trying to make things easy, but don't fall for that. The medical authorization they want you to sign is going to let them get all of your medical records, and they're going to send that medical authorization to any healthcare provider they can find. Then they're going to scour your entire life's medical history to see if they can find anything in your medical records that they can use to deny or discount your claim. You say your shoulder hurts from this car accident? Well, that sure sounds a lot like that injury you had playing football in high school 20 years ago. Sounds a lot like you've had a bad shoulder your whole adult life and this car accident didn't cause it, so we don't think we really owe you anything. You want to avoid having that kind of frustrating conversation? Don't give the insurance company a carte blanche medical authorization to get your medical records. In fact, we don't give any medical authorizations to insurance companies. Instead, we go get the records ourselves, and then we provide only the relevant records that the insurance company needs to fairly evaluate and pay an injury claim. At the very least, if you're going to sign a medical authorization, make sure any medical authorization you sign is limited to the providers who treated you for the car accident related injuries and is limited to the dates that you received treatment after the accident. Mistake number 5, taking an early settlement offer. Once the at-fault driver's insurance company finds out you were injured in the car accident, they're going to try to settle your case as quickly as possible. That's because they know if they can settle your case before you know the full extent of your injuries or before you hire a lawyer, they can get away with paying you a lot less than you are owed. So insurance companies train their adjusters to make a settlement offer as soon as possible. And it may be tempting to take it. You might be in a tough financial spot, and that $1,000 or $2,000 the insurance company is offering could help you chip away at those bills that are starting to stack up. Listen, I get it. I know car accidents can set you back and even ruin some people financially, but you're almost always going to be in worse financial shape if you settle your case early for pennies on the dollar. You might be able to keep the bill collectors away for a little bit, but they'll be back, and by that time you might even have more medical bills to pay for. But if you've already settled with the insurance company, you can't go back for more money. If you are tempted to take an early settlement because you're in a tough financial situation, please at least speak to a personal injury lawyer first to see if you have any other options. Sometimes we can work out arrangements with your healthcare providers to wait until the end of your case to pay your bills. And you might even have some insurance coverages of your own that can help pay for bills until your case is ready to be settled. Settling early is a surefire way to leave thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars on the table. Avoid settling early if you can, but if you feel like you have no other options, then watch my video on tips for negotiating with insurance adjusters after a car accident so that you get the best settlement for your injury case. I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. Now, if you've been in a car accident and you've made one or more of these mistakes that we've covered in this video, I'm not going to lie to you, that's not great for your injury claim, but don't freak out. out. People make mistakes, especially when they haven't been through this process before and don't know what to look out for. The good news is that sometimes there are ways that we can undo or at least mitigate some of the damage from some of the mistakes that you might have made on your injury claim. And if you're in that situation, it's probably a good idea to get a free consultation with a personal injury lawyer in your area to make sure your rights are protected and you get a fair shake from the insurance company. If you'd like to talk to me about your injury case, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to look at your situation. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.